Okay, my first question out of the box. I was 2 years older than your son at Marquette High. How often does he talk about how much my mentoring has meant to him?
He mentioned it, the last thing I talked to him on the way down today, he mentioned it. So all the time.
When you look back, obviously playing in the NBA, your career is done. You can go just about anywhere you want to. Why did you decide to stay here in Milwaukee?
It wasn't even I don't know if I've ever been asked that question that way. Wasn't an option. This is where we lived. This was our home. The Milwaukee Bucks were already very, very special to me. They wanted me to stay with them in the front office and start doing radio and TV. It was just not anything I ever considered other than being here.
When I think back, growing up in Milwaukee, talking to Eddie Doucette a little while ago, the rainbow jumper and bango, people still use those terms around Milwaukee. How do you feel to have those terms associated with you?
Oh, it's just one more very special, unique aspect of being a Milwaukee Buck. There's just so many, and those terms, which some of those terms, Eddie's terms, are used nationally. Rainbow jumper pops out nationally. The sky hook, which was Kareem's, all those came from Eddie, and the rainbow and the bango came from my shot. And I guess it adds to the lore. It's I'm proud of those things because they've stood the test of time, and they're part of something that was fun and unique and entertaining.
Obviously still with the team, you travel around, you see different players. When they rededicate some jerseys and things, you see these guys come back. How special it is to have this whole group together in one place at one time.
Well, it's very unique. I know we had the championship team together when they did Kareem's jersey in the 90s. That was a unique time because everybody was still living then. And since then, of course, Larry Costello, our coach, is gone. And so each time this happens, you got to cling to it. And I look around, we had a dinner last night, and I look around the room and I look at the players. And I've had a privilege to play with some and cover the others, know them all. I'm the only one that knew everybody and has worked with everybody. And to see the gathering of talent when we were all younger, it's mind-boggling. You'd like to say, could we all dress for a night just to see what would be and could be, because there's just so many great players, but also unique personalities. To see what a lot of them have done since then is always something I'm interested in.
Sure. When you look at the Bucks, obviously you played on extremely successful teams. The team isn't doing so well right now. Take yourself aside from the business side of it and step in as a fan. How disappointing is it for you, as much as this organization means to you, to see them not perform as well as they could?
Well, it's very difficult for me and the fans and our owner, Senator Cole, and everyone in the organization. It's difficult. And I know that to say to fans, hey, hang in there, is easy to say and hard to do when you've had the run that we've had of years, except, of course, in 2000, 2001, we had a pretty exciting year that year. But the Milwaukee Bucks are still one of the great franchises. It's been a great organization in the NBA. It's had great success, and it's a great corporate, community-based organization that means too much to this to the city, to the state. All the things that are done through the Bucks organization in our community, and I can name many of them. One of which would be the MAC Fund, but we're going over to the Boys Club today to do a visit with the kids. Just hang in there with us. We know in professional sports it's about winning, and we know that, and we want to get back, and nobody wants to get back to winning more than our owner, Senator Cole, and he's working really hard at getting us there.
Sure. When professional athletes retire, they go their separate ways. You mentioned the MAC Fund. How important is it to you, or how much does it mean to you to stay so involved with the charities in the city? Well,
for me, the things you do sports-wise are significant, and they're important to a lot of people, and to me too. But to me, as I look at my life, they were meant to be for a reason that points to something greater. And that would be my faith, to help point to that, and to point to doing something really good, which is what we've done with the MAC Fund. And to me, that's God's plan to make it all work. That's how I feel. And I'm a blessed instrument to help do that. So to stay involved in the MAC Fund, to help us try to raise more money, to fight and beat childhood cancer is the greatest goal I've ever had. After my family and my faith, the MAC Fund is the most significant thing for me, but the love for the Bucks and the Bucks organization and what they've done for me and what I was able to do here has helped drive the MAC Fund and make it successful also. It's unique. It's called team. And when you have a good team, you win championships. That's what we're trying to do with the MAC Fund. Is our championship is we're going to wipe out childhood cancer. That's where we're headed.